Three things I needed the Seahawks to accomplish during this draft. Fix your offensive line, become more dominant on defense, and continue to become a Mike Macdonald team. And I think they very well started that process yesterday with the drafting of Grey Zabel, guard, North Dakota State, Brock at number 18.
I can't really talk about
I know, you embarrassed yourself yesterday. What is wrong with you?
I don't know if I'd be able to do the show today.
Pretty happy yesterday?
I was, and you've kind of nailed this as I was listening to the great callers from all over this great America. You nail it. The way the draft fell. The minute Dallas did the right thing, New Orleans did the right thing. This has got to be, and I said it, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 times yesterday. I texted DJ to see if their people and personnel could figure this out. It's probably impossible to do. I can't imagine another draft in the history of the draft where the first 20 guys are as big as this crew. There was at one point through, I think, pick 20, there was not a human being smaller than 218 pounds drafted.
Wow.
And that was Travis Hunter. Right? He's 190, whatever. That's it. So big boy, even T-Mac, the Tetaroa who went number 8.
Cam Ward's 220, right?
Bro, it was just a draft of massive human beings.
Well, and specifically, as I said, when you were picking at 18, 12 of the previous 17 picked were line of scrimmage players.
Yes.
I'm including tight ends and sort of edge guys in that, but 12 of 17, you couldn't afford to trade back. If you had traded back, you weren't going to get what you wanted.
No.
And okay, so who went after them in terms of offensive linemen? Connerly, Simmons, and Donovan Jackson. Am I right in saying that none of those guys are as quick and athletic as Grey Zabel?
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Not that they're not good players.
Yes, I think that's
but
fair.
Kind of more in the Tyler Booker mold of maulers or just larger.
A little bit. They're still very, very good athletes. So it's you're splitting hairs a little bit.
So why? So then that would really be the only. If you want to be critical, and I'm not. I'm giving them an A for yesterday. But if you want the info, tell me why you go with Zabel at 18, not in general, but over Donovan Jackson, Josh Connerly, or Josh Simmons.
Because I think, as Schneider intimated a little bit after the draft, and from what I heard around the draft, there were not a lot of phone calls. There was a lot of phone calls leading up to it. Hey, as everybody's doing their due diligence and their work, and what do you think about moving from here to there? And there was quite a bit of that in the buildup. But day of, Salk, there was not much. John said that.
Clearly.
Yes.
But then could you have just why draft him over one of those other three?
Because he's a guard. Because he's played.
So is Donovan Jackson.
Oh, athletically, yes. Connerly is the athlete that probably is somewhat similar to Zabel. He's a better athlete than Donovan Jackson.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So he's just a better athlete. So that's why you draft him over Jackson.
He's yes.
And then Connerly and Simmons. Simmons really is a tackle, right?
He's a tackle, a little bit banged up. Yep, you knew that was exactly what Kansas City was going to do. So good on them. What did it end up? So what did you just say your number was? How many different line of scrimmage guys at one point?
Leading up to you became the 13th of 18.
So 19 of 32 still when the hay was in the barn. 19 of 32, 2/3.
We're line of scrimmage.
We're line of scrimmage guys.
Amazing.
Yes.
I mean, it really is.
Yep.
Here, John Schneider was asked what they're looking for in a guard.
I would say the physicality. I would say toughness, physicality, the finish, the will to finish. It just stands out when you see guys, I'm sure you've noticed this over the years now. When you see guys finishing downfield, I mean, it looks rare, which, guys cleaning up, and he's one of those guys.
Yeah, he's a cleanup on aisle 8. Part of the reason I got up and just started to yell like a madman too. He just checked every box, and at that point, it had to happen. Right? I after honestly, what was John's word? Jiggy. They got a little jiggy after the Cowboys took Booker. So did I, because I'm looking at this draft, and as it's going to unfold, like, dang. Miami could draft an offensive lineman. Arizona needs an offensive lineman. Like, if they go Donovan Jackson.
Yeah, but if they had done that, then I think someone like Kenneth Grant is then available. Like, there were other ways you could go that I still think would have been really valuable. Miami took Kenneth Grant. You could have done that if they had taken Grey Zabel or something like that.
You could have. You could have.
And I would have been happy.
But if you need to address your biggest need.
Yeah, look, for me, these three things were all the same. Become Mike Macdonald's team, become dominant on defense, and address the offensive line. And, as it happened, all of the offensive linemen, every one of them went in the first round.
Every single one.
Every single one of them.
Yes.
I mean, there's the Tate Ravages.
The only guy left. There's two left.
Jared Wilson.
Big Jonah from Arizona that we talked about. He's like DJ's 48th player. He's a 48. Jared Wilson's at like 60. So I mean, you're talking about just a big
gap. But again, I think if it might have been worth it for Kenneth Grant. It might have been worth it to trade up as Jalen Walker was slipping. But as we kind of talked about earlier, like I think Indianapolis was taking Tyler Warren.
Mm-hmm.
That's who they wanted.
Yes.
He was mocked in every single mock draft I saw, literally every one to Indy.
Yep.
It seemed pretty clear. So I don't think they were going to take that trade up. And so
Atlanta was going to not take that trade up.
That's right. They wanted Jalen Walker.
Absolutely.
So, all right. So that wasn't really a possibility. The way the draft board broke, this was it.
Yep.
And as it turns out, it was perfect.
Yes.
It was exactly what you needed to do to keep my head from exploding. I mean, to make your team better.
26 of 32 from the SEC and Big Ten.
Now, that is the other spot where if you want to find concern, and I'm not like looking for it, I'm just trying because I love it, but small school, right? I mean, like that would be your one, like, hey, he's coming out of North Dakota State. Can he do it?
Yeah, that's
Can he make
when you
that
were watching
jump?
like his highlights, like, oh, that's amazing, that's unbelievable,
Right?
But okay, Cecily's going to go play the kids up in Canada, and it's a little different game when you go play the kids up in Canada.
That's for sure. So. Yeah, we discovered that. Yeah.
Yes, it's a little, and that's why the Senior Bowl, I think, was so vital to John, to the staff, so enlightening to everybody. Okay, good. So you did all that. You played who you played, and you beat up on them, and you looked a man amongst boys. Now do it against the other men. And against the other men, he was the best player there that week. And I do think John's point, it's representation. You love to talk about that. Is so critical. The fact that there are, 4 other North Dakota State starting offensive linemen in the NFL doing good things?
It helps.
I think it really helps.
There's no doubt. I thought you would like this. They asked him about his favorite play to run. Like, hey, what are you most excited when you hear it coming in?
A-gap power. It's a mentality play. It's a program, an organization play. And understanding that everyone in the entire stadium knows you're going to try and run in between the guards, and having a kind of the mentality that you got to move the dude from point A to point B is huge. So we have a saying, we do a lot of RPOs up at North Dakota State, and that means run power often. So not the normal RPO that everyone out there, football gurus, talk about. So definitely a gap power for sure.
I thought you would like that.
I really like
RPO.
That.
Yeah, no, that's run power often, not run pass option.
So good. And I understand that depending on the number of Busch Lights drank, we may talk to him today.
We may. We don't know yet. Yeah, he was going to do a little celebrating.
Yes. What do you do tonight? What do you do tomorrow before the Seahawks send you out here?
Man, I'm probably going to start diving into these Busch Lights and celebrating.
Well, then his brother tweeted, he said, we ran out pretty fast.
Were they doing the, you just won the championship thing, spraying them and dumping them on each other's heads?
No,
Or just straight up chugging them?
I think they were
just straight up drinking those.
Yeah,
well, when you weigh 306 pounds, right? I mean, you can probably take down a few.
Yep.
So you're happy.
I am. I think that was absolutely the right move. It honestly was it felt like a must move at that time. Yes, Donovan Jackson was still on the board. It was kind of like, okay, as I'm looking at it, it's those two guys.
The only other name that jumped out to me there, and he ended up going 31 to Philly,
was Jihad. There's got to be some. There has to be. I heard. Or
just medical.
There's got to be some.
It's just too much medical.
Yes.
Because he was as he was falling down the board. Even I was like, man, if you wanted to trade up to 31, if you had made that trade, would that have been worth it to come up? But I don't know. The Philly would have traded back that far, or Kansas City would have traded back that far. So.
Yep.